So, welcome. This is a ritual I'm about to do for Halloween, or as we know it in the European countries, in particular, or the Northern Hemisphere, as Samhain. Now, I'm just going to read out a piece here, just explaining to you what Samhain or Halloween means to the Welsh, particularly the Welsh Druids. This also coincides with the ritual for the sixth night after the new moon. The first thing that I'm going to do is a simple thing. It's sheathing the sword. If I had a sword, I'd be using a sword. I don't have one, so I use a knife that I've decorated especially for this purpose. There's a sheathing of the knife, in my case, which symbolises coming together in peace. Or so, which is Welsh, but welcome. Please excuse me, I'm going to have to put my glasses on so I can read this. Yeah, it's better that way. Okay, this sixth night after the new moon is the second this October and coincides with Nos Galan Gaea. So an opportunity to focus on how we will remember our loved ones, and a chance to mark the end of the growing year and the start of the next. This festival is known by various names. In the Anglesey Druid order, we use the term Nos Galan Gaea, meaning the eve of winter. For many pagans, Samhain may be most commonly used, and in some traditions the term Noslen is used, the night of the veil, referring to the idea that the veil between the worlds of the living and the dead is very thin for a while. In this case, it helps us to, what we believe, communicate with those who have passed before us, our ancestors and loved ones. And it helps us to pay respects to the dead, particularly those who have passed in this past year. While we can consider our loved ones and ancestors, of course, not everyone feels love and connection with relatives who have died. We may have lost friends recently who had become more like family than our actual family. Perhaps it might feel more appropriate to consider that we all share a common ancestry in the most ancient of people. Those who perhaps used the sacred sites that we can visit and feel a connection to, such as Bryn Castley D on Anglesey. For those who aren't aware, Bryn Castley D is a burial mound on the Isle of Anglesey in North Wales. It is one of our sacred sites. For example, in addition, at this time, the thinning veils, we may be more aware of those deities who watch over at the underworld, Some call it underworld, some call it otherworld. It really depends on, you know, it could be various from village to village, etc. At a time when we humans are withdrawing into a more introspective time, also known as Halloween or All Hallows Eve, the festival of the 31st of October falls on the eve of All Saints on November 1st, and the 3-day Christian festival of the dead ends with All Saints, All Souls Day on the 2nd of November. The festival of All Saints is thought to have been a Christianised version of the Celtic Samhain, but All Saints had at one time been celebrated in May and was to mark the deaths of people martyred under the pagan emperors of Rome. This date moved several times after the 5th century until the 10th century. The new 3-day festival was adopted to mark souls who had died, so it incorporated pagan and Christian concepts, as became the pattern of most festivals, with a determined church taking over and adapting previous important dates. There is evidence from the Galenian calendar that this, the most solemn high feast of the Celtic year, had been called the Prenutium Samhain. I think that's the correct pronunciation, I'm not sure. Please forgive me if I have got it wrong. 3 nights of the end of the summer. At that time, there were only 2 seasons, winter and summer. So the festival marked a profound perception of changing the year. It may seem obvious why the end of the summer may be a weaker or older members of the community might have been expected. But also this was a time for transformation. Visually, the land was changing, and this led to the metaphor of the womb cauldron, where hidden development and growth can take place over the winter to be born or reborn in the spring. In this earthly realm, seeds and roots are under the ground, continuing to develop until the spring, when they will burst out from the soul. Now at this point, I'm going to take a brief break from that. Into the fire pit, I'm going to sprinkle some protection oil, ready that I've made myself. Final the age of glass encompasses the plants. The deities, spirits of the land with which I am standing at this time, Australia, and pay respects to all of the ancient peoples of this land and their beliefs and deities. I ask for protection to surround me this whole space, both above the surface and below the surface, giving a complete sphere of protection of white light. Dear Home. Thank you very much. I'm just going to go through, skipping through a lot of that because there's a lot of this here. When I post this video, I'll put up the full screen of the information that is here. Then that way you'll be able to appreciate the very fact of why I skimmed through it. To begin with, you may simply want to light a candle and focus on it. Now, it is suggested to light a candle where you can't have a fire and gathering around that. Perhaps the most straightforward magical act to call into the energies you feel you would like to see manifest and to express that outwardly, to radiate into the world. Feel that candlelight filling, or firelight, filling you with those intentions before the winds carry them out into the world. Think of it as our well, I beg your pardon, our lid, the hearth fire, and imagine the light and the warmth of the candle flame as giving space between the worlds of your wishes. The Druid is a loving and warm in its meaning, a sacred place. It is a place of the heart, a place where we meet beloved companions before setting off on a magical intent, ponderings and travels of the inner landscapes. Set your intent for this ritual and meditation or divination to consider what the potential is for the future, or where you need to change things at this time of the ending of one cycle and the beginning of another. Now, my intent for this evening ritual is to send out peace and love, not only to those here around me, and those whom care, and those whom I've lost, who've passed over to the other world, but to every living soul, every entity across the entire globe of this planet, both upon it and within it. I also send that energy, those energies, out to the entire multiverse of beings. Now, I shall put in this blend here, which is to bring in positive energies. let that go for a little bit longer, because unfortunately, with you on the other side of the camera, you don't have the ability to smell the beautiful fragrances that oyster heat embarks on those essential oils that it gives. Very soothing and enjoyable. Our usual ritual script is below. If you wish to follow, make sure you are warm and comfortable and close your eyes. Imagine the faces of those people or beings you often think about, those who have inspired, taught or helped you, friends, those you love, as if you were sitting around a huge fire together on a dark night. The bright flames lighting up the faces of those you are sitting with. This is Druid. As the space between worlds, where you can meet others on the inner planes, to use as a starting point for contemplation and journeys. I've lost my place. Picture as many people as you can, human or non-human, greeting them and feeling their essence as you draw close to them. Try to feel a connection with each of them as your view sweeps around the circle, faces shining in the warm glow of the firelight. Now I shall place the blend for bringing peace. And almost straight away, once that heat hits that oil, you notice a sudden change of the aroma. As if you were all together and settle and centre yourself by taking one deep breath with the land beneath you. Feeling grateful for all that the land provides, its fertility, the plants, trees, animals, and minerals. Feel you are vibrating with the energy of the land. Take one deep breath with the sky above you, feeling the air rush into your lungs. Feeling grateful for the light and the darkness. Feel the air bring clarity to your thoughts and ideas, bringing scent, sound, creativity, and expression to your life. Take one deep breath with the seas around the land, feeling gratitude for the protection of our shores by the waves, feeling the healing and cleansing, life-giving waters. Feel the turbulence of the seas, calm, providing a safe harbour. Consider again the intention and the responsibility of those intentions for this ritual and meditation, or perhaps divination. Now, I've placed the Flander essential oils. Will help to invoke or bring in love. Feel again the energy of those sitting with you around Arwood, and feel the connection with them as you invite divine inspiration by chanting 9 times. Awan Akana Druid Anakana. 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 In essence, what that was saying in English, the Awan I sing from the deep, I bring it. Call to the gods of the land to join you, the beings and creatures of the earth, the ancestors of our bones of the land. In our tradition, we greet and honour Dawn and her family. Ask the spirit of the gods of the land to bring their divine presence from the fields and the mountains and the caves, the forests, the rocks and soil into you and into your circle. Ask them to be here now. Duchima, Heather. Duchima, Heather. Duchima, Heather. Let's come here now, in essence. Call to the gods of the sea. Call to the gods of the sky, the beings and creatures of air, our breath is of the sky. Greet and honour Bellymouth and his family. Ask the spirit of or gods of the sky to bring their divine presence to you and your circle for the movement of the clouds and winds and the light and dark of the day and night, by the sun and the moon and the infinite universe. Ask them to be here now. Duchima, Heather. Duchima, Heather. Duchima, Heather. Call to the gods of the sea, the beings and creatures of water. Our blood is of the sea. Greet and honour Fleer and his family. Ask the spirit or gods of the sea to bring their divine presence to you and your circle from the cleansing waves that protect our shores, to come through the water in healing wells and springs, through the water in our rivers and into our bodies. Ask them to be here now. Dukima Hello. Dukima Hello. Dukima Hello. Visualize a few of the gods joining you and the spirits of place, joining the beings and creatures already there. Consider again the intention for this ritual and move into your divination or meditation. I call upon all the divine entities of the light, the ancient gods of the light, of ancient Wales, with the gifts that I have provided in the hearth. Please bring peace. Health. Please bring love. Heather. Bring calm to all on this planet we call home. Our mother, Heather, and to all those in the vast space of the multiverse. In other words, many universes which there are. When you have finished your musings, again imagine the group around the fire, and again acknowledge their faces. Picture them and yourself filled with light and Arwen. For those of you who are not sure what Arwen means, and even though it was the name given to one of the female characters in Lord of the Rings, it actually means inspiration. Hold your arm out in front of you, pointing to the centre of the circle. I'm pointing to the circle of the hearth. And imagine the other members of the group all doing the same. Picture a great ball of white energy forming. Raised by intentions and inspiration gained, shooting them up as bright light from the circle out into the universe. Perhaps we might ask for that energy to go to all beings, all life, throughout and within the land, sky and sea, where love, strength, joy, hope, peace, justice, compassion, integrity, truth, wholeness, well-being and healing of the mind, body or spirit is needed, and which that includes yourself, of course. Thank the specific gods or goddesses for their help. I thank the god of the land, Dawn. I thank the god of the sky and his family, Clear. I thank Billy Mount of the sky, god of the sky and his family, for being here with me. Thank the spirits of place. I thank all the spirits and deities of this land with which I stand here in Australia. With all respect, I thank you. I bid you all farewell for now. I've already made my offering. And before the circle closes, imagine the group chanting the R1 vowel sounds. Feel the love and closeness of your friends in the circle around an outward, spiraling into a tight huddle and intoning as you noticed, it's done 3 times. See yourself leaving your circle of companions around the fire and walking into the darkness. Back to where you started your meditation from. Consciously state this ritual is ended and close the door to the inner realms. Ensure you are grounded. Stamp your feet. Have something to drink or eat. Record your experience. Perhaps thank you. With love to you all at Nos Kalam Kaya. This ritual is now closed. The circle is now closed. Dear thank you very much to you all. And I thank each and every one of you who made watch and listen to this video. Many blessings.